Hi everyone, my name is Joel Silva and welcome back to another Data in the Wild episode hosted by Data Meaning. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe the channel below and click the bell to turn on notifications to be the first to know every time we upload a new video. Let's talk about workflow naming conventions and MetaInfo. One of the most crucial parts of workflow design is to incorporate a concise naming convention and to provide supplemental information so that users and developers alike can quickly understand what the workflow is, what it does, and what problems does it solve through its runtime. On the workflow configuration menu, specifically on the MetaInfo tab, just right here, there are several sections that emphasize each of these important steps and help provide a standardized methodology by which you can develop and categorize workflows effectively. We recommend that you navigate to the MetaInfo tab on the workflow itself in order to enter in a proper naming convention. The first step in proper workflow development starts with a concise and effective name that gets the point across to the users as to what this workflow entails. About the workflow name session, it's very recommended that you use the following guidelines with regards to the name conventions of workflows. First, name conventions should be short and succinct. Second, naming conventions should answer the question, what does this workflow solve for? Naming conventions should never answer the question, how does it solve for that? This level of detail is best left in the description section. In our example here, let's name this workflow Blend Store Financial Data. Following suit with proper name conventions, the description section of the MetaInfo tab should be used to expand upon both what does this workflow solve for, and more importantly, how does it solve for that? Keep in mind that descriptions should be considered a high-level approach towards explaining what the workflow does and how it solves for the task placed upon it. An effective description provides just enough information for a user to understand what the result of the workflow should be, as well as what sort of functions take place during the runtime of the workflow itself. If desired, you can provide more comprehensive details by adding in a file/website location within the URL segment and an appropriate display text to best represent the document or website being linked. When utilizing the Alteryx Designer for load-up workflows, it is highly recommended to include information in not only the description, but also providing a supplemental URL link to house other additional information, as these workflows are often shared. And for our example here, let's put that description. This workflow blends together associated financial data from the monthly reports with the respective store data provided. This allows for the user to see a historical timeline of finance tied to each respective store on a monthly basis. Also, it's recommended that the author section, right here, contain the name, company, and copyright fields be filled incorrectly. So let's fill this. Just like that. Now let's put very simple tools here and save this workflow in Gallery. Let's click on File, Save As, Private Gallery, choose your company's gallery, and let's name that Blending Store Financial Data. Let's click on Save. And let's see that in browser. And as we can see here, the field information is displayed as configured. This is very helpful to gallery users. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to know when future videos are posted. Thank you for watching.